Zach back here again today for Down South Racing, and obviously, if you watched the last video, you will know that I have twin turboed my 2017 Mustang. And I got a lot of questions and stuff about it, a lot of congratulations. And first I want to say, thanks to, everyone who said they were happy for me or congrats or whatever. But pretty much just now, I just want to introduce you all to the car. I apologize. Let's see if we can make that a little, maybe not. Sorry. But I was just trying to get the car a little bit more on the screen because I'm a little cramped in here. Jared's exhaust is still over there. Future video coming on that. But yeah, so, why did I go with this kit? How much did I pay for it? Am I satisfied? What power does it make? What's it going to run in the quarter mile? And pretty much I'm just going to focus on answering that. But we will start by popping the hood and showing you all the kit. It's a, it's a low mount kit, so you can't see much, but we'll go over that first. All right, guys, so here you quote-unquote have it. I did go with On3 Performance's low-mount kit for the S550 Mustang, and basically what that means is that there are no turbos that are visible to the eye. Pretty much, if you don't know what you're looking for, you can't really quite tell. Now, obviously, these are pretty common now. There's a bunch of different low-mount kits, but the big giveaway on my car currently is that little T-bolt clamp right there for the intercooler. But I have had every piece of this kit powder coated black. I don't think we can see any of the intercooler piping. Possibly. I'm not sure if y'all can see that or not down in there, but I can't see it, so I guess y'all can't. But I had, intake pipe, intercooler, and I guess charge pipes technically is what they are. Powder coated black. And I think that definitely adds to the sleeper look. It looks better in my opinion. And yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much the kit. What was I gonna say? So right down there, you can barely see the edge of that turbo right in the very center of your screen. Obviously, that's your turbo header. It flows down into the turbo and the wastegates. And then the turbos flow up to the intercooler and into the, obviously the throttle body. And basically right now, the car's pretty loud. It has 3-inch dumps on it. I can close the hood and start it for you all just so you all can hear. But, so yeah. On startup at least, the car is a lot quieter than it used to be. You can actually hear the scavenger pump more so than anything, honestly, at this very point in time. So... But yeah, so I'm very pleased with the kit, guys. I mean, it's just a base kit. I did get this kit quote unquote used. If the stories are true based upon the guy I bought it from, turn that off so you all can hear me a little better. You can still hear the scavenger pump going. But basically, he had a 2018 Mustang, and he put this kit on there. I know you all will say that this is supposed to be for a 15 through 17, and it is. I forget exactly what he had to modify. I think he just made like a different bracket possibly for something, and maybe extended a line or something like that. And I think the oil cap, the return feed for the oil from the turbos that goes to the scavenger pump, I think he had to do something with it. But yeah, so... Anyways, his car was a nitrous car for this kit, and it made over 100 passes, he says, down the drag strip. And when they put the turbo kit on, it literally had idle time, and they got it over to the dyno. He and his buddies apparently have a shop, and they put it on the dyno, and at about 4,000 RPM, the car started white smoking, so they thought they had lifted ahead, and turned out that the car, because of the nitrous and apparently not having the best tune, it had cracked the sleeve near the water jacket, and basically he just posted the kit almost immediately up for sale and let it sit for about a month or two. But basically with the kit, guys, I got the kit. Obviously, it's On3's low mount kit. It's just the base kit. It's the 55mm journal bearing turbos and scavenger pump and the 3.5-inch intercooler. I'm trying to think what else do you get with the kit. I think that's it as far as the big stuff that y'all will need to know. And I got ID 1050X injectors. I got a Deechworks DW400 pump and a Kenny Bell booster pump. So I got all of that for less than $4,000. And so, obviously I think that's a pretty good deal. The kit by itself is about $4,500, brand new. Injectors are, about $1,000, maybe a little over. So, I mean, $5,500 there. Fuel pump, booster pump, well over $500. So that's $6,000 there. So, you could say I got this kit for about 2/3, of the, at least 2/3 of the original retail price. If I could talk, I'm sorry. But also, I apologize for the car being dirty. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm just trying to get some content out for you all. The only issue we had with the kit was on the passenger side. I don't think we'll even be able to, maybe you'll be able to see it, but you can see the turbo there and then the pipe that comes off of that. Well, the pipe ends up meeting about right there. I don't know if you all can tell, but there's another weld on that now, and that's because where my car we suspect is lowered, the pipe would not reach with the coupler that was supplied. So for the dyno day, this is funny, but we actually ended up cutting a fuel filter up because it was the same size pipe, and then putting 2 couplers on either side of it, because there's another pipe that comes off the intercooler from like here to here and kind of curves with the blow-off valve on top of it. And then those two, the pipe from the turbo, are coupled in between there somewhere right in front of the wheels. And so we did that on the passenger side. Made it through dyno day, you know, it's not a big deal. But then we ended up welding another piece of pipe on there on the other side. So we did have to extend that side about 3 inches at least. So it's kind of the story with On3, if I'm 1,000,000% honest with you guys. You know, obviously you hear that they're cheap and they suck and all this, that, and the other. But I got to say, as far as the performance of the kit, you know, no complaints there. Intercooler seems to do very well. Make a pull, cools right back down on the IAT. So, you know, no complaints there. But the fitment is just not, it's just not up to par. But, you know, that's the price you pay when you can't necessarily either afford or don't want to pay for the, you know, more expensive name brand kits. And so I would consider having to weld 3 inches of pipe on a kit not that big of a deal. But we suspect we had to do that because my car's lowered, and they probably tested their kit on a stock hot car. And the way this kit runs through the suspension, it just messes with the geometry. And actually right now I'm having a little bit of a problem. If I hit a bump pretty hard, those pipes are hitting my, like, I guess it's a lower control arm. I'm not 1,000,000% sure. I apologize. But it's basically just one of the bottom pieces of the suspension below the strut in the front. So, you know, that's the only issue I'm having right now. Did have a slight oil leak problem at the first, but like I said, we were in a major rush to get this thing built. We built it in 4 days, and you know, one little oil leak is not the worst thing. But if you haven't seen the last video, we had wastegate issues on the dyno. I had ordered On3's 11-pound springs from their website, meaning this car should have made within a pound or so of, you know, 11 pounds, you know, so probably something like 10.5 to 12 pounds, somewhere in that region. Well, they would not open whatsoever, which means the turbos continued to spool, and at 4,500 RPM, you know, and change, the car made almost 15 pounds of boost and about 718 horsepower and 730 pound-feet of torque to the tire at Lee Blankenship's Mustang dynos. So obviously she was making some steam, which, you know, again indicates the kit is capable of pretty big horsepower, but on pump gas, you know, on the desired boost target of, you know, somewhere around 11 pounds, that just wasn't theoretically possible. So basically we got I guess it would be the MAF frequency down, and fueling as good as we could get it that day. And then, you know, I brought it back, changed out the springs. Now I have 12-pound springs in the wastegates. The car does definitely seem to hold a little bit over 10 pounds of boost. So again, you know, right on target for about 10.5 to 11 pounds. And it rolls, guys. I'm just going to be honest with you all. I finally got the latest tune revision today. I've been data logging it for Lee. We've been sending it back and forth. It's been getting better every time. And today I think we're possibly just one last revision away. As far as the car running, it runs great. But the trans, I think, needs just a small tune-up, just because, you know, yeah, it's always nice to be sure, you know, at this power level on a stock transmission. Obviously, the 6R80 should be pretty good for, you know, a pretty good amount of power. But I guess that's about it for now. I had to throw the drag pack on because the car was pointless on street tires, would not hook at all. But on the current way this car sits, it should make a little bit over 600 to the tire on 93 on about 10 pounds of boost. And hopefully we'll be able to run E85, which, I mean, we should be able to with the setup we have. The only concern we have is Lee personally tuned a car with a blower. I think it was like a Roush blower with it was on like 13 pounds on E85 with the same fuel system, the DW400 and a Kenny Bell booster pump. And he said it was all well and good on the dyno and everything and beating on it, but that guy drove his car a lot like me, and the booster pump would overheat the pump, that DW400. So I could possibly have to get I can't talk, I'm sorry. Get a Hobbs switch for the car where the booster pump does not come on until, say, 3 pounds of boost, you know, because your 3 pounds of boost, you know, you're in it pretty good. And, but, you know, other than that, Lee keeps telling me the fueling looks really good and, you know, everything. So for now, she's good, but who knows what the future will hold. But I guess I'll take y'all down the road real quick and let y'all see what it does. And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. I'd love to help out anybody who maybe on the fence about this. The only other mod I think I went over in the last video, if you all might get a sneak peek of it right there. There's a BMR front bumper support bar on the car now that saves about 10 pounds over the stock one. So I'd like to go weigh the car honestly here soon, but you know, busy life, work, everything. Still got to work to pay the bills. Saved up forever though for this, guys. So you know, very pleased. I just want to again give a huge shout out to Lee, my dad. Let's see, Will, obviously, for building the car. My dad's taking me back and forth to get it, and, you know, if I ever needed anything, you know, he told me not to worry about it. Luckily, I ended up not having to get, you know, too many extra parts, but, you know, just the fact that, you know, him supporting me and stuff meant a lot to me, and so can't complain. But, you know, like I said, pretty much the only thing I'm going to change is that clamp's going to hopefully get painted black as the lights go out in the garage. But let's go down the road here real quick, and I'll let y'all see how she drives. Just forewarning, it's loud on the inside because of the dumps. 3-inch dumps, by the way. Gauge here for right now. I got to order a little pod for the vent or something like that. But, you know, it was just for testing and data logging. But here the scavenger pump go and the fuel pump's prime. It's honestly pretty quiet, though, guys, considering what I was using. Low fuel, but we're good for the evening. Tire pressure, because these don't have TPMS sensors. Turn that volume all the way down to avoid copyright infringement. But I mean, you can see the AFR, guys. I mean, it's spot on. The long-term fuel trims are very, very close to being perfect, and the short terms are pretty good too. So, you know, like I said, one more tune revision, guys, and I think we'll have it. But let's take her down the road real quick, and I'll let y'all hear it. All right, guys, so as you can hear, it is very loud in here, but this is just normal driving, just in drive right now. I mean, you can hear the car is really easy to drive, and I mean, it's loud because of the dumps. I hope you all can hear me, but, you know, I mean, it shifts just fine. I mean, you get up to the speed limit, and it cruises pretty well. I mean, you know, they're on just holding RPM and mile an hour. The car does pretty okay, but I mean, you know, you can put it in a sport, and I mean, hopefully you all can hear that, but personally, I think it sounds pretty good, and, you know, I couldn't be happier with it, honestly. I mean, as you can see, hopefully right there, if I can get it to focus, the fuel trims are all pretty good. So, again, no complaints there, but I'll give you all a small pull right here and let you all feel it. Hopefully, as you all can see there, guys, I mean, pretty much instant spool up from these very small 55mm turbos. And, you know, like I said, I genuinely cannot complain about the performance of the kit. And I'm genuinely impressed for the car to be on 93. I assume it's going to be a, you know, a high 10-second car on 93, but, you know, we'll have to see. I got to see if I can make this 26-inch ET Street R hook. That should help me out with the airplane gears just a little bit. But if not, then we'll have to go to a bigger 28. And again, you know, we need a drive shaft still. So, but on stock converter, the half shafts, the axles, they should be all right. My driveway's bumpy, I apologize. But, you know, like I said, we need a drive shaft in order to launch it. Again, you know, cruising around making pulls, it's pretty okay. But, you know, let's hop out and we'll do our little wrap up. And, you know, y'all can let me know what you all think. Comment down below. One last thing though, guys, so, you know, turbo is new to me, and obviously turbos are oil fed. I did have a little bit of an issue as I cut it off the other night, just kind of showing it to my friends when I first got it back, and, you know, I started it right back up, and there was some smoke definitely coming out of the car, and I believe that's because I didn't let the oil run through the turbos long enough. So I've been trying to let it idle for about, you know, 30 seconds to a minute for sure after I shut the car down. But one thing else I've been doing, I've been turning the car off, but then I've been turning ignition on, so you all can hear that. That's the scavenger pump. So the scavenger pump is definitely still sucking oil, should at least be out of the lines down there. So I've been trying to let it run, and it, you know, again, it seems to be definitely helping out. Haven't had that issue since. So just letting y'all know that too. All right, guys, so there you have it. I mean, you know, I'm super excited. You know, obviously there's some small stuff I got to take care of, but you know, like I said, the most I guess the major thing right now is, hopefully we can run E85. The reason that we couldn't is because of, basically, I didn't know this, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to tell me I'm stupid, but basically your fuel pressure is deducted by the pounds of boost you run, because the boost in the manifold presses against the fuel coming through the rails. And say I had 50 pounds of, fuel pressure, and I had 10 pounds of boost, that means my base pressure is 40 pounds. And Lee was telling me he thought ID 1050Xs could only support 650 to 700 wheel on, E85 with that 40 pounds base pressure. So we're hoping I've got a little bit better. We need to test it one more time, but we were having such issues with the boost spike at the dyno, we couldn't really get an accurate reading. So we should be able to, but again, it's kind of, a little bit of hit and miss. So, that's going to be the major thing. I'm hoping to have that by the end of the year. First of the year, then put a drive shaft in, and, pretty much we're gonna go from there. But, like I said, let me know, guys, what you all think about the kit, what you think about the car. The only quote-unquote issue I'm having right now is the car under, part throttle. When it shifts into fourth, it seems to, do this, weird kind of unlock, lock up dance with the converter, just, very fast. It's like, and then it goes in. I know I'm going to get judged for that noise, but oh well. But, like I said, I think the car looks pretty sick. So, I'm not a big fan of that slanted intercooler design, but, most of them look like that. And, what can you do, really? You can't really complain at this point. And, once again, huge thanks to everybody that's been involved with the car. And, I'm excited to see what she does. If she's already hurt some feelings. I won't mention who, but she rolls out pretty good, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. So, I'm pretty impressed. I didn't think the car would feel that fast after, being able to drive Austin's turbo car around for a while. It was 700 wheel plus stick car that weighed 3,500 pounds at worst. And, this thing's probably going to be 3,900 pounds and, makes 600 wheel, and it's an auto. So, I don't know. Maybe the auto makes it feel faster because you just kind of hang on in the auto. I'm not sure, but, pretty much the only thing I've got to do just as of right now is get the exhaust extended back to behind the axles and get this tune lined out, guys, and then we will be 100% good to go until, spring when drag racing begins, and hopefully we can, make some good passes in this thing. But, if there's anybody you want to see me race, I'm down for anything, within reason. Obviously, if you make 1,000 wheel or if you make 200 wheel, not really no much point in either of us wasting our gas. So, I take that back. The only other thing I got to do is there's a couple push pins that line the bumper. It's bolted down all the way. And it's got a couple push pins in it, but got to get those. So, but, other than that, like I said, guys, please like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I can't wait to share more of this with you all. But if you didn't know by now, I'm Zach. This is my Mustang, and I like going fast. So, if you all want to see some sick content involving, primarily S550 Mustangs, I got a video coming out about Jared's 2018 Mustang. Obviously, you can see the exhaust over there. And, put the exhaust on, a new exhaust on his car. And then we got some more exciting news about that coming in the future. So, stay tuned for that. But once again, guys, hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day. Till next time, peace out. See y'all later.